books. Can't escape from the team. Call the morning steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover. That's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice or might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, and a pleasant good morning to you coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Saturday, July 12th. We've got a busy day here on the Sports Money Network, including our companion coverage tonight of UFC Nashville. Heavyweights collide with Lewis and Teixeira tonight. Our companion coverage here on the channel. We'll be together here later this afternoon, early evening with the guys watching the UFC card and picking some winners here tonight. As our featured coverage here, there's a lot of fighting going on today, but that card gets underway tonight here at, let me get this straight, I believe 6:10 Eastern, 3:10 Pacific is the first fights. We'll be along shortly before that with our live companion stream coverage tonight of the UFC from Nashville. Thank you for joining me here on the show on the Sports Money Network. Get ready for a great sports betting day and weekend, and we're underway in some action here already today, including some golf action at the Scottish Open. They're playing here right now, and also the Live Tour is underway. If you're watching here right now, live on the Fox Network, that's where you can find the coverage. You know, there's been some controversy, obviously, of how the Scottish Open has been covered here this weekend, at least for the early part of the round, right? And hey, this might be the first time we're kind of the Live Tour. I know a lot of people kick it to the curb, but maybe the actual Live coverage is getting a little bit more than the PGA. The Scottish Open coverage right now. If you look at the way the timing of it is concerned, I know we have the best golfers still to come today at the Scottish Open, still to kind of get rolling with their scores. I mean, most of the top leaders haven't even teed off yet, but the Live Tour well under way here right now. So, all right, right now at the Scottish Open, heading into the weekend here, it is Chris Gotterup currently leading by 2 strokes there. So hopefully you're on Gotterup with me with my sports money premiums. I gave out Gotterup at 60-1 this week, and also Marco Penge, the Englishman, at 150-1 was on my 8 golfer list here, and he is just 3 strokes back of the lead here. So we got 2 hot golfers with some big odds on our picks here for the weekend. We say hello to some folks, get the show started here and recap a little bit, go kind of quickly here. Nasty Nate is here first. He's excited with that 8-game winning streak by the Red Sox. They've woken up here a little bit. The big home run by Rafaela last night, the walk-off, getting those lucky green jerseys home last night for Boston. And hey, things are heating up in the American League East, man. Boston 4th place, 5 games back. And Tampa Bay 4.5 back, and the Yankees 2 back of Toronto. Got some excitement in the American League East. That's what, look at Zoe's talking about it right there. Zoe's got our headlines here right now, talking about that hot American League East. That's awesome. Zoe Faye right there with me. I didn't even need to write my little notes here on the script. Zoe's got them for me right now when it comes to the American League East. Thank you, Zoe. That's awesome. talk about some of the games here last night, some of the winners that I had as well. Good morning to Nuke here joining us today. Everyone, like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube. Ziggy Balls is here. Andrew K. Feeling, yeah, yeah. You know what? I feel pretty good, but seems like I'm able to fight it off, but not perfect right now for whatever's going on. All right, SF Niner talking about the Mexican League soccer match last night, 1-1. There, at least Tijuana Cholos got the win last night, 1-0, to get the season going here. And SF Niner says, how about that Summer League hot garbage last night? I don't know. It seemed like I was able to take care of some winners here last night in the Summer League, better than my Aussie sports overnight, at least. Tony, good morning. Thank you here. And for Tony's storm here a little bit. With when they got the win last night, didn't cover again, so too many points. SF Niner ready for the action and some soccer as well. Talking about that big game coming up there in the FIFA Club World Cup. Nice to have you here this morning. And we know that, we got some other action today, but that FIFA Club World Cup is tomorrow. I know that SF Niner knows that. We do got Major League Soccer today and more Mexican League action tonight. And Nuke talking about the other. We waited all night there for that Canadian Football League game, and it never got started. And they, you know what they did? They sold a lot of beer in the stands. I think is what they did. They said, kept pushing it back. The crowd stayed very patient, stayed in their seats, but it never happened. All right, and Andrew G was wondering what was going on there with the boxing last night. Big fight with Serrano and Taylor there, with Taylor getting that third win. All right. And Kevin is talking tennis here. We're ready for the match here today. We'll probably be off the air just when that match is getting underway between Amanda Anisimova and Iga Swiatek. Yeah, Iga Swiatek here about minus 275 favorite or so, it seems like, here today in the match. And I think those odds are even too close a little for me now that it's gone. Now that it's gone up for Iga there. I kind of want I like Anisimova. I'm just going to go with it as a play here on the show. I don't have it under the paywall or any other paid play or anything like that. I think I'm just in there with Anisimova, hopefully to hang in there. Iga, I don't know why some of those in those smaller tournaments. I guess it's a matter of motivation for Swiatek. How she lost some matches there a little bit, during the year on some different surfaces maybe as well. But I think Anisimova, maybe she hangs in there at 4 games because maybe she takes a set even. She's playing terrific here right now, and Iga's not. Well, she's dominating. We know that, but man, I got to think Anisimova here, maybe plus 4 games or so, might be my pick here in this one. I don't think I've got it as a featured play at all, but great match coming up, 11 Eastern and 8 a.m. Pacific, the finals of Wimbledon. All right, let's see here. Real Madrid Doge is here today talking about how the Tigers, man, what a game. They got a beat there. Big time Ray Otachi here today. Flea Mathis as well. Kevin likes Anisimova. He's also playing tomorrow's men's match. Andrew likes Iga to win it. Pardon me, you guys. Teresa ready to go with the match, I think, here today as well. Hey, I want to talk a little bit about last night and then get rolling on the show. But let me just get one moment here. We're going to be filling in with some commercials here soon on some of these moments where I might need a second here today. That's right, Kevin. Thank you. That's what we're doing, blowing my nose off there. So thank you for being. Oh gosh, thank you for being patient with me. Padres over the Phillies. I'm going to cover the coverage, right? Cover the games here right now a little bit from last night. I think we had a lot of good winners in baseball for sure across the networks. Started off here yesterday with uh, the Baltimore Orioles. We had them here on the show yesterday. I gave out Baltimore here over Miami. Yeah, they were a favorite yesterday, but they did get it done there in that win. It was 5-2 for Baltimore there yesterday afternoon. It was Kramer over Cabrera. We also had premium pick winner over at Tony's Picks. I had that one. I had the under as my pick in the 5-2 win for the Orioles yesterday. Hey, hope you caught me yesterday on the happy hour when I gave out the over in the Cubs versus Yankees game there. What a game that was! With the Yankees winning it 11-0. Yeah, we got the over. It was all Yankees in that one. Also, here on the morning steam, we did have Colorado yesterday on the run line against the Reds, and they won the game outright 3-2 with Marquez getting that win yesterday. And also, we did have a sports money premium pick winner on the under in that one in the 3-2 final for Colorado. Hey, we had Boston here on the show. Yeah, I had Boston yesterday over the Rays with that walk-off win by Rafaela, the 2-run walk-off home run. And, well, if the playoffs started right now, the American Leagues would have all 3 wild cards. We mentioned those standings there, right? Had a winner here on the show yesterday with the Milwaukee Brewers on the run line, and they did have a pretty easy time of it with the 8-3 win, despite the pitching change at the end to DL Hall. But Milwaukee got the win. I know Mikey Money had that one on pre-gaming. He also had the Orioles with me. I think Mikey Money and I were on a lot of some similar plays there yesterday. So he was on that run line as well with his sports money premiums. Also, I had Texas on the happy hour show there yesterday in the win over the Astros 7-3. We had the over here on the sports money morning show on the Wyatt Langford. Big game there with 4 hits and a home run. The Astros have lost 4 straight. In that one, Texas bullpen looking pretty good. I talked about both bullpens there, and they got 11 outs, didn't give up any runs for Texas there yesterday. Also, we had Minnesota in the win yesterday over Pittsburgh in that great game, 2-1. And how about it? Joe Ryan and the Twins out-dueling Paul Skeens and the Pirates. Another low-scoring loss with Skeens on the mound. We had the under as our winner over at Tony's Picks. Despite the 6.5 tag, we did go under there in that one for the win. Also had the Angels here on the morning show yesterday in the win over Arizona. It was 6-5 last night. Angels get the win as Travis d'Arnaud had a pinch hit walk-off single to win the game. Yeah, Travis d'Arnaud still getting it done. Final was 6-5 in favor of the Angels. It was 4-4 in the second inning, and Randall Grichuk homered twice for Arizona, but the Angels got the walk-off win in that one. And we did have a premium pick with my sports money premiums with the over in that game in the 6-5 win. Padres last night, we said take them on the run line. They didn't need it. They won the game 4-2 with Bergert last night, getting the win, and another winner on the happy hour there yesterday with the under in that game. So hopefully you're checking me out Monday through Friday, 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific over on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. I appear there daily on the happy hour. Usually give out 3 or 4 picks and some other sports as well. So check me out there. I know Mikey Money had that under with me too. He was on the Angels with me too. So Mikey, we don't correspond at all. He gets mad when I don't correspond with him. But our picks were right on there yesterday. I was right on with him there yesterday. Also, we did have Toronto here on the show yesterday in that win over the Athletics. We went to Toronto and they won it 7-6. Hopefully, you're catching me also daily on the Cover the Spread show. This is 7 days a week on YouTube. On that show yesterday, I did give out the over in the game between Toronto and the Athletics, and it was 7-6 there in that one. Late night, we had San Francisco, yep, we had them in that win over the Dodgers, 8-7. The Giants led 8-2 after 5 innings and held on there. Adams and Lee both had 3 RBI for San Francisco. Shohei Ohtani a home run, Conforto a home run. Even if he's not the solution, he was at least getting a home run last night. But it was the Giants win, and we had them yesterday. Giants are back in the playoffs. Well, I think they're tied with the Padres there, actually, for the last spot if the postseason were starting today. It doesn't. They're both right now 4.5 back. Okay, Giants are half a game ahead of the Padres is what it is. All right, that was a look at the major leagues there for me yesterday. And let's see what else is going on here in the chat. And we'll roll with the show here right now. We've got WNBA action today as well. Teresa's talking about it there a little bit. Let me cover the action from last night real quick. Fernando coming off a good day here as well. Had some of those picks there. And good morning to Fernando. Keith is ready to go here as well. Nice to have you. Zach Hatton, thank you. And Keith says the Reds are getting steam, man. Up $3. And Nuke here talking about how the Jays fired their runs last night. All right. Also here, real quick, let me get through this action here. WNBA, Indiana crushing last night. And, man, I lost another one in the WNBA. Whoa, man, I'm slumping here a little bit. Maybe I got a little cocky talking about that incredible run I was on. But we did have the winner here on the show. Hope everybody's okay with that. We gave out the over yesterday in that game between Atlanta and Indiana. Also, the Connecticut-Seattle game last night, we did have a pick here. One winner that did come home also was on my sports money premiums as we gave out the under in that game between Connecticut and Seattle. That definitely was an under. All right. Also, so the summer league, man, we rolled those plays here a little bit. We lost our early plays, but we had Charlotte yesterday. Also gave out a premium pick winner, Chicago and Toronto game to go over yesterday. Also, we had Phoenix over Washington as a premium pick that I sent out in summer league play. Also gave out the happy hour winner with the Clippers yesterday as well. In summer league ball, my summer league's been okay so far. It seems like yesterday it came back strong there a little bit. All right, let's get to the show here a little real quick. And you can get those plays, best plays from me over at winnable.com/Ramon. Hey, I got my UFC card up right now there with my full card predictions. So subscribers should already have that in their notifications or winnable stream. here for Saturdays. Get my picks over at winnable.com/Ramon. And like I said, up and available right now, my UFC picks for tonight. You can get started on your capping. Don't forget, we've got the preview coverage here on the channel with First Strike. The guys have their top plays for today, and VB MMA picks as well. So you can get some other picks from us and get ready for tonight's coverage with UFC Nashville. Darn, why is that going away? Okay, there we go. With UFC Nashville. Check it out there. Get more plays from us. Hey, you know who our featured capper was this week on the show? It was none other than Mikey Money this week for UFC Fight Night. So that's one way to check it out. Okay, gang. Thank you very much, everybody in the comments. Here we go. Also, AOD is here today. Yeah, real busy day, says Andrew. Don't forget, I got one other thing to mention today. Women's Euro action, the last played games of the group stage today. So Poland taking on Denmark, Sweden taking on Germany. I haven't made any public plays in this tournament, but will be once we get to the knockout stage. There is Major League Soccer tonight, kind of mentioned here by SF Niner. Big card tonight. I'll have some plays coming out there with my winnable selections. Okay, let's go. Let's start the show here real quick and get to the first matchups here today with good ones here as we go to 1:05 Eastern, 10:05 Pacific. There's kind of four early afternoon games. Then we get into a huge slate of 4 o'clock games in the major TV window here this week. All right. The Yankees are taking on the Cubs here today. And the Yankees are big favorites, $1.55. Oh, look at this, what I have on screen. So, wow, a little bit of a move here, it feels like, with the Yankees. I don't know if it was ever $1.80, was it? Maybe I was just typing in numbers. I don't know. Current line here, $1.55 or so, 8.5 under 20. Today, there we go, and this one between the Cubs and the Yankees. There we go. Let's take a look at this one with Max Fried going up against Matt Boyd. Seems like a pretty good matchup here at the stadium today between these two. For Max Fried here coming into this one, I mean, obviously he's having a terrific season here right now. Fried comes in with an ERA currently of let me get my notes here going and get ready to go with the show. Whoops. All right, here we go. I'm ready now. He was looking at too much other sports here this weekend. All right, for Fried comes in with a 2.27 ERA. Boyd, 2.52 ERA. We had a real good matchup on our hands here this morning between the Cubs and the Yankees here. Look, two good hurlers going here. Left-handers today should be a pretty good matchup. Boyd's looking pretty good here of late with his numbers, right? Also, 2.52 Yankees are on this winning streak of their own right now. Amazingly, the Yankees, after that 16 games in a row where they went under, they've now gone over in 12 games in a row. What is going on with the numbers here a little bit with the Yankees? But let's dig in a little deeper here. You know, Chicago, they're just 10-19 as an underdog here this season. So take a look at some of the trends with these two. You got the Yankees in this hot streak right now. They've also defeated the Cubs in 15 of the last 19 matchups between the two teams. 15 of the last 22 games between the two teams have gone under. However, 4 of the last 5 here at the stadium have gone over. Yankees have defeated the Cubs also in 10 of the last 12 meetings at Yankee Stadium. Cubs come in having lost 4 of their last 5 on the road, 4 of their last 6 games overall. Coming into this one, and the Cubs have gone under in 4 of their last 5 on the road. The Cubs are 16-11 to the over as an underdog, and well, the Yankees are 19-28 to the under at home. But like I said, they've gone over in a ton of games here in a row. But maybe the pitching matchup here could determine how it's going to go. Despite that incredible streak, I mean, you have to really consider that hot streak of overs with the Yankees right now. Maybe we can go to the chat and get your plays here in this one. See what you like today with Cubs and the Yankees. We'll go to the picks from the chat, and here we go. Keith Just Truth is talking women's. Let's see. But today's games here I'm talking about. That's what you're talking about, Keith. Ziggy's on the under here. Says 12 in a row, 12 overs in a row is enough. Yankees money line here for Robert today. And great pitching matchup. Nuke says got to take this price on the Cubs here. Yankees again for Andrew. Judge not only can hit, but he's tall enough to jump up and catch those home runs that we're going out of the park. Tony says going under here. So nobody's scared of this incredible Yankees over streak right now, especially when you got these two good pitchers. Andrew says this looks like a discount right now on the Yankees. And Cliff Floyd, good morning to you. Nice to have you here in the chat. Stop Geo here today. Nice to have you here. He's not even ready with his UFC, apparently. But he's got the Yankees first 5. Jim Duwager, good morning. Hello. He liked it and smashed it. Thank you. So he likes this under. Says that looks pretty good there. Maybe Boyd will have a good game against the Yankees here. Yankees run line for NYC Bar. All right. Yeah, man, this one's right in the middle there. It feels like, to me, it's kind of worrisome here. But the price, it feels like it's gone down and actually made the Yankees kind of the discount play here. It feels like, right? I got to take the Cubs. What is the run line's got to be pretty redonkulous, too, here right now. The Cubs currently at plus 1.5, minus 160. The Yankees are minus 165 or so. What to do? They're in this one, man. Okay, I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to take the Yankees here on the. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm going to take the Yankees here on the run line today at minus 1.5 in this one against the Cubs with this hot streak that they're on currently. Jim's going over here in this one. Teresa says under in this game. I think I'm just kind of doing it because of the price. This one feels tough to me here. So I'm on the Yankees run line in this one. All right. Real Madrid. I don't know. I'd say the Cubs are having a little bit of a special season here right now. Battling for first, but still 16 games over 500, looking pretty strong. Okay, I'm on the Yankees on the run line just because that's where I think the price has ended up for me here. Keith likes a nerfy in this one. All right, we're going to move on here right now with our next game, and it is the Detroit Tigers taking on Seattle in this one. Man, Casey Mize going here. It does feel like the Tigers are getting a lot of attention from handicappers today. Mize comes in with a 2.63 ERA, 1.17 whip, 243 batting average against, a 279 BABIP. for Mize here, and for Kirby of Seattle, 4.22 ERA, 1.1 WHIP, 242 batting average against, and a 290 BABIP. Kirby is 3-4 this season. Mize is 9-2, and the Tigers are 11-4 with Mize on the mound. Mize here about $1.25. The total has dropped though here, maybe to 8 under 25. I'm showing mostly 7.5s out there right now. So a pretty significant drop in this total, it feels like, here today with these two teams. I mean, after all, you have uh, the Mariners here coming in. Uh, Actually, are an over. Both these are over teams, believe it or not. You'd think that maybe the Mariners with their park and their pitching, but no. Actually, they've been an over team most of the season. They're actually 51-39 to the over this year. Detroit's 48-42 to the over. So for all these unders, all these teams that have gone under, well, these two teams kind of go over. But see what you got here with Kirby. Still not quite finding his overall form that we're used to here. And for Mize, done a very nice job. Uh-oh, typo on the total. There we go. The Mariners have won both of Kirby's last two starts, but it's been a good run also for Mize. The Tigers have been winning his starts here of late. In fact, the Tigers come in having won 5 of their last 7 games overall, including 4 of their last 6 games at home. Detroit has won 5 of their last 7 games overall against Seattle, including 4 of the last 5 here in Detroit. Detroit's gone under in 6 of their last 9 at home, although they have gone over in 17 of their last 25 games overall. For Seattle here, they come in having lost 4 out of their last 6 games. Seattle's gone over in 5 straight. On the road, coming into this one, what do you have here with Seattle and Detroit today? I got to go under in this one for sure. Almost feels like a premium for me here with these two, but it's dropping a little bit. I'm just going to give it as my play here on the morning Steam show, but I like it pretty strong. I'm going to go under here, even at 7.5. It seems like it's dipping pretty fast here today. Tigers for Robert Franklin. Hello to Robert. SF Niner likes the Mariners on the money line, but Ziggy likes the Tigers. NYC Bar likes the Tigers as well. Tony says the Mariners are having a tough schedule here right now. And Keith Just Truth says, when the Tigers are at home and they win, they usually just cover the run line as well. And we know the Tigers have lost a couple of games here in a row right now, but, maybe no problem. They lost to Tampa Bay. They got rocked, obviously, by Seattle yesterday, 12-3 with that Scooble game. A can't win them all. The Tigers, you mentioned it there, Keith. Tigers on the run line at home, 29-19, and as a favorite, 36-29 on the run line. Real Madrid says the books want you to take those Tigers. Take the Mariners here. Tigers first 5 for cash gain, but Mariners run line for the full game. Zoe likes the Tigers and Mize over in the K prop there yesterday. SF Niner says Kirby's gonna get it back here, gonna be going there. And Zoe says, yeah, maybe it is an under situation here with these two. All right, that's it from you guys in the chat. And I'm gonna be on the under here in this one. All right. And Real Madrid Doge says all these pitchers. And you know what? It's interesting, right, Doge? You do have more so than any other weeks, just a little bit of manipulation with the rotations a little bit. Sometimes pitchers are going day earlier or a day later to coincide with the All-Star break. I think we've seen that here with a few teams, but a little shaky here with some of those pitchers, says Doge, leading up to the All-Star break. All right, let's continue on now. And, we got Pittsburgh and Minnesota here with Burrows. He's going up against Adams here. A little bit late to the post here with Pittsburgh and their pitching plans, it felt like here, but I think we knew it was going to be Burrows. He's 1-2 in 8 starts, a 3.63 ERA, 1.31 WHIP, 250 batting average against, and a 292 BABIP for Adams here in this one. I believe it's Adams, right? Let me make sure of that. I think it's actually the Twins that were a little bit late to the party here with their pitching. And yeah, so okay, let me get it straight here with the Minnesota. I think for Minnesota, it feels like they're going to be piecing things together here a little bit in this one today. With their pitching plans, if you will. So let's try to break it down as best we can, given the scenario with these two. Oops. Just a little bit of technical issue here, a little bit. All right. Okay, let's see here. So for Travis Adams here, just one appearance so far. He did get rocked in that appearance. So still the former 2021 draft pick, played at Sacramento State and has had some good numbers in AAA so far this season. For the Pirates here, they come in having lost a bunch of games in a row right now. What is it, 5 in a row here? They've lost 5 straight on the road right now. They've also lost 8 of the last 11 on the road here at Minnesota. Minnesota coming in here right now having won 5 of their last 7, and they've won 7 of their last 9 games at home. Coming in right now, Minnesota about $1.40 favorite here. The total 9 over 20 here in this one. So I got Adams starting here. Let's see what you guys have in this one. 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams here in Minnesota have gone under. Pittsburgh's gone under in 7 of their last 8 games on the road. They've gone under in 9 of their last 10 games overall. Minnesota's gone under in 9 of their last 11 games overall. So between the two teams, man, they basically have gone under in 18 of their last 21 games combined there. And we saw yesterday's game was 2-1. So I don't know. Let's see what I know we got some inexperienced pitching here a little bit, but got a bunch of unders between these two teams, and Pirates have been a big under all year, right? With their 36-55 record to the under. All right, let's go to the chat. And see what you guys have in this one. Here we go. Ziggy is going under here in this one. And SF Niner going with the Bucks here. Zoe's got to go under. NYC Bar is on the under. Robert's on the under. Everybody's going under. Twins all day here for Doze, as the Twins are kind of trying to make a little bit of a run here heading into the All-Star break. Someone's got to try to catch the Tigers here, right? American League Central, everyone was going to make the playoffs the first month of the season. Now no one's going to make the playoffs except for Detroit. Oldies here this morning. Good to see you, Oldie. All right. And Tony's on the man. This is if we had any consensus anymore it would be on the under in this game, isn't it? Wouldn't it? Now, let me take the under with you guys. Usually, if we have a consensus, I would say consensus under, and I'll just take the side. But we don't have a consensus anymore. No one has stepped up to, we miss Thomas here on some of the days, but not here today, obviously. All right, AOD here. Oh, look at we got Old E's going to go to the game here. No, he's saying he's not on the ladder. I think that's what it is. All right, so we giving us a little more breakdown right there. All right, I'm on the under. Hey, let's keep it going right now with the Braves taking on the Cardinals here. And, well, you've got Wiles here. We know a little bit about Nathan Wiles here, certainly. He does have a one start this season, the former Oklahoma Sooner. Uh-oh. What's happened to my golf coverage over here? My tennis coverage getting ready here. Okay, here we go. The former Oklahoma product has had some pretty good numbers this year in AAA, but it's been a rough road for Wiles to get to the major leagues. Kind of for Fetty here, he's got a 4.79 ERA coming into this one. 1.47 whip. Atlanta's been struggling certainly at the plate still, despite turning around a little bit here. Cardinals much better, it feels like, at home. The Braves, kind of struggle as an underdog for sure here right now. And St. Louis at home, they do pretty well in this type of role. Here right now. Let me see what you got. This feels like a manageable price for Eric Fetty here at $1.25. Totals 9.5 under 20. Fetty has had some issues with the Atlanta hitters here, I think, coming in. Fetty, let's see if we got the numbers here a little bit against Atlanta. 371 batting average against this expected Atlanta lineup, including 7 home runs in just 97 at bats. Some of the guys here, Ozuna, 9 for 15 with 2 home runs. Riley, 8 for 22 with a bomb. Acuna, 5 for 17 with 2 home runs. So, man, they really do see Fetty well, but they're going with a young pitcher too. Let's see what you guys think of this one, man. How about it? Can Fetty avoid these guys playing long ball on him a little bit? NYC Bar likes the over. Robert likes the over as well. Nuke says, Wow's got 27 ERA. Well, that's true. As doesn't have had much action, but an ERA is an ERA. And when you don't have as many, when you know the formula, earn runs divided by innings pitched times 9. If you give up 3 runs, if you got 27 ERA. All right, Irish King here was on the Yankees last night. Over was that play. Watching the home runs sail out of here right now with the Yankees. Don't forget, didn't fail to mention probably the lead with Cody Bellinger, that his first career 3 home run game. So Yankees, man, they've turned that offense around real quick. Stop Gio. Twins and Giants possibly here. Teresa O'Brien likes the over. Giants and A's, SF9 are going with that Bay Area, or well, I don't know if you call it Bay Area anymore, but over for Ziggy here as well. And it's going to be Cardinals here for Nuke. Thinks they can still avoid the situation there with all those. That's some pretty significant BVP there with these Braves, the way they're hit off of Fetty. But we know the Braves have had their issues and struggles as well. So Cards run line here for Doge. Riley for an RBI here. And Fetty's been no good, says SF9er. Tony likes the over here. Harrison the Hustler's here today. And SF9er says the bird is the word. Bird is the word. All right. Atlanta here in St. Louis. Time to make my call here in this one between Atlanta and the Cards here today. Man, that BVP has me spooked. Feels like a little bit. Give me the over with Atlanta and St. Louis here on the Morning Steam Show. All right. Man, I couldn't find a total yesterday, and I'm on all totals today, it feels like. There it is. Siggy just gave us the stats. Look at this. 0-6 with a 9.98 ERA. How about that? Wow. That might be enough to get you off of. It's just that the Cards are much better at home, and the Braves are not very good on the road. I mean, I know could be said for a lot of teams generally, but look at the records of them, though. Braves 5-15 as an underdog as well. St. Louis 28-19 at home. Hey, Markel! Nice to have Markel in the chat today. All right, let's go over there. All right, next up, Shohei Ohtani and the Dodgers. Here, whoa, hello, Shohei. Ohtani, comes in with a pretty dynamite ERA. No matter how you look at it, Ohtani's been pretty good here so far. And the way he's working it, he kind of got rocked there a little bit early. He's only throwing a couple innings each time, but it's making him lower his ERA because he goes out there and shuts him out for an inning or two. He's got a 1.5 ERA. So far, got the yawns here, but the Dodgers right now are on their longest losing streak of the season. And hey, I couldn't be happier. For Landon Roop here, he's got a 3.39 ERA, 1.46 WHIP, 261 batting average against, and 18 starts. The Giants are 11-7 with Roop. There he is on the mound. 261 batting average against. Now Otani's got good numbers. He's kind of getting a little bit deeper every game, but they really have just a strict plan for him here. It's really weird, right? You kind of wonder if the Dodgers, they're screwing around a little bit here. He's not really even a starting pitcher. He's kind of a fancy opener, if you will, right? Doesn't run very long in the games. So I don't know what it is, but the Dodgers have messed something up here with this chemistry, and they're just not getting it done right now, and they're not looking good out there. Losing the game. It was an exciting game last night. A lot of runs were scored, but the Giants still won in the end, and they're an underdog today. And I'd almost maybe place it because Ohtani's pitching, but again, he just they get him out of there real quick. You know what I'm saying? Roop already faced the Dodgers once this year. He got rocked 1 2/3 innings, gave up 6 runs. He walked 5 in that game. He was just having massive problems in that game. But for Ohtani here coming into this one, he went 2 innings against Houston, 2 innings against Kansas City in his last 2 starts. So could he go 3 today? I don't know, but you can't count on more than 2 or 3, that's for sure. So, all right, let's see what you've got, though. Dodgers here on this massive losing streak right now. They've also defeated San Francisco in 15 of the last 22 games between the teams. The Dodgers have won 14 of 20 here in San Francisco. Dodgers and Giants have gone over in 6 of their last 7 in the stadium in the San Francisco ballpark. San Francisco comes in having won 5 of their last 6 games overall. Let's go to the chat a little bit, see what you've got here between the Giants and the Dodgers here today. The Giants on the run line plus 1.5 at minus $1.25. That's what I've got to do. Give me the Giants. That's a very reasonable run line price, in my opinion, at $1.25 for a plus 1.5 today. I'm going to take the Giants on the run line in this one, and it's going to be SF Niner on the Giants. And Irish King has had a great week in baseball. Robert says Giants money line. Ziggy's with me on that run line. Jermaine says Atlanta team total over 4.5. Harrison the Hustler says about those summer league picks. I think I've got 2 or 3 of them lined up here right now. And Let's see. Irish King says, let's do a contest with all the handicappers on YouTube. I would do it if I could find the right. I'd do it between all of our. I'd want to run a contest with all of our chat players too, but I can't find any website. I mean, there's Splash Sports. I'm trying to find a website that we can do something like that. I don't know if there's anything there. Something where we could have like a separate pool with a password or something so no one comes and, gets in our pool or something. But I've never found a website that does that sort of thing. I'd love to have it where we could all put our picks in there and have some fun with a contest, but I've just never seen anything like that. All right. So he says first three under in the game here today with the Dodgers and the Giants, and I'm going to take the Giants on the run line. Next up is the Marlins taking on the Orioles here with Jansen Junk on the mound against Rogers here in this one. And hey, we had the under yesterday as our Tony's Picks Premium winner yesterday. So for Junk here, he has 9 appearances with a ERA of 3.12, 1.04. The whip coming in for Trevor Rogers here, 5 starts, 1.57 ERA so far for Rogers. He's looked pretty good. The left-hander with a couple of wins here in 2 decisions so far. The widely reported steam did come in on the Orioles here. Better adjust this. They're up to $1.65 or even $1.74 right now at some of the square books. Let's call it $1.70 maybe here. But the move has come in on Baltimore here in this one. The total probably 9.5 under 20 looks like the general total here right now. The consensus total here after that steam came in on the over as well in this game. So uh, easy work it felt like for Baltimore last night in the series. So let's see what you got here in this one between these two. You got the Marlins coming in here. They've actually won 12 of their last 18 games overall, and they've won 11 of their last 14 on the road. But they've dropped 5 straight against the Orioles in Boston. Miami's gone under in 8 of their last 11 games overall. Baltimore's gone under in 4 of their last 5 games at home. Coming into this one, they've won 6 of their last 7 overall. Have the O's. Let's go to the chat and see what you have here in this one with Miami and Baltimore. All right, chat, the action's on you. Here we go with. Yeah, Zoe, that's what I'm saying. You need like an automated, some site where the lines are accurate and you could put it in. Maybe even, hey, I don't mind if the lines move for people as long as they're accurate. So that's really what I'm looking for. Baltimore -2 for Jermaine. Never found anything like that. Ziggy here. I mean, there are, you can go to like covers where the million, but you got to have a little pool for all of us. All right. Nuke, whoever won it, I know who did win it, and I can't think of who it is, but they just said, do the contest again. Keep it and do the contest over. So you got to figure that's the way our community is. All right, let's see here. Jermaine talking about how they got Trevor Rogers there, I think is what he's saying. Yep. Okay. Zoe's tailing somebody from Pittsburgh. Is that what that says? Tony says under first 5. Hey, want to say hello to Knockout Minnesota. Wow. Hope I got that right. Knockout MN, I'll say, but nice to have you here. Takes Baltimore. Great to have you, Knockout. Tony's got a Nerfy here. All right, I guess I got to make my call here in this one between Miami and Baltimore here today. And boy, hard to think of this Baltimore team sitting in last place right now, clearly under 500. Yes, they got the win yesterday, but you got a Miami team that's actually relatively hot here. Maybe the Orioles are playing a little bit better as well, but like I said, Miami was on that big winning streak, remember. I'm going under here with these two. Give me the under with Miami and Baltimore. We were on the under yesterday. I know that team came in on the over. Look at that, but Rogers, pretty decent numbers so far. We'll see what we can get out of Jansen Junk. I'm going under. Harrison the Hustler likes the Giants run line, the Padres run line. Jermaine's got Kettle Marte today. Hello, good morning to Blue. Lotto Dee Dotto Die has the Orioles and SF Niners on that A's run line still. All right, next up, we've got the Reds here taking on the Rockies with Blaylock on the mound going up against Brady Singer. And the Reds are $3 favorites. Wouldn't you know it? Call it. Yeah, $3, 10.5, under 15. Looks like the price right now. Looks like it's gone up clearly here, about a half a run almost with this one. The widely reported steam did come in on Cincinnati, but still $3. You got Singer here, a 4.36 ERA, 7-6 record. Reds are 9-8 with Singer on the mound. You've got 1.34 WHIP, 243 batting average against for Blaylock here. Look, Bradley Blaylock here, 5 games, a ERA of close to 13 and a WHIP of 2.0. So he gets called up here to replace Dolander, who, you know what? They rushed him a little bit. And now he's hurt. So we're digging deeper here in this one. And you do have Blaylock, who he's actually has faced, I believe, these Reds a little bit. I say get called up from the minors, but he has had a cup of coffee up here. Got rocked by the Reds in an appearance here. Let me see if we can get those numbers. For that appearance, he got rocked pretty hard. It was on April 27th. He gave up 7 hits and 6 runs in 4 innings, walking 2, and got the loss there in that one. For the Reds here, they come in having lost 5 of their last 7 games overall. Reds, however, have won 12 of their last 14 games against Colorado. In fact, the Reds have won 13 of their last 16 games at home against Colorado. Colorado comes in having lost 12 of their last 16 overall. Colorado's gone over in 4 of their last 6, but Cincinnati's gone under in 5 of their last 7 into this one. So let me see here in the chat. Oh, boy. Give me a second here. All right, here come the plays from you guys. The Blues on the Reds on the run line. Got Blue, maybe team total over. Kurt Gillies here for Jermaine. That's in the A's game, however. Reds no good. Reds for Ziggy. Rocky's got to win one, says SF Diner here. And Jermaine says this is just ridiculous. I mean, come on. These are the Reds, not the Yankees. Today, Zoe goes under. Old E is on the under here as well. And Tony says Reds first 5 and full game. Run line, full game there. Reds team total under here for Old E. Zoe says the Reds didn't do well yesterday. Jermaine says Singer's got 3 losses in the last 4 games. Jim's on the over here in this one. Righty. And let's see here. Singer should get 6+ Ks. I'm actually on the Reds on the run line. I agree about the a line here. That's why it's just my free play here on the show. But I am on Cincinnati on the run line today. Hey, we've got to pass along some steam, don't we? When it comes in, we got to here. And let me get through these here. And 9 legacy on the Reds -2.5. So Seattle and the Yankees steam to the under. We already gave it out here on the show, right? But man, that Seattle Detroit game right now is down to 7.5 flat on some widely reported steam here right now. How about it? That just in. Ziggy says Singer is great when facing the Rockies. Great numbers, says Ziggy. What are some of those? What are those numbers really? I don't know if. Let me take a look here. Oops. I was going to look at the stats and I clicked on the McDonald's sausage McMuffin ad, which now has me thinking that maybe I should get sausage McMuffins here after the show. All right, let me see if we got those Singer appearances against the Reds back in 2024. 7 innings pitched, 6 hits and 1 earned run, 7 strikeouts and a win. Back in 2023, a win with 5 2/3 innings, 5 hits and no runs. So, yeah, a couple of seasons back, Singer's definitely rocked these guys pretty good. That's the ad right there. That's the one I clicked on, Scooter. All right. You click on the ad, and then when you're trying to watch something, then something else pops up. I was just on one of those sites, just trying to look at the stats here on the fly. All right, next up, we've got the Nationals taking on Milwaukee here with Ogasawara going for Washington and Woodruff going here for Milwaukee for uh, Shinosuke Ogasawara here. That's how we get to know these names, right? He allowed 4 runs and struck out 2 in his debut to the Red Sox at home, but came over from Japan, had pretty good numbers over there. You got Woodruff here for Milwaukee. In his opener, he gave up just 1 earned run and 8 strikeouts against Miami. Came back from a shoulder injury like he had a bionic shoulder. So, look, we got Woodruff, pretty solid numbers for sure, and Milwaukee, they struggle with the hitting at home, but man, has the bullpen been good here of late for Milwaukee. So take a look at some of the stats here a little bit. I think with these guys. So look, Ogasawara, that wasn't a great situation necessarily in that opening performance, right? 4 earned runs in his debut. I know that wasn't great, but let's see here. See how these teams kind of stack up with the uh, streaks here, if you will. For the Brewers here, they come in having won here. They're on a winning streak for sure. They've won 8 of their last 9 at home. They've defeated Washington in 14 of the last 20 between the two teams here. Between these two, Washington and Milwaukee have gone over in 5 of their last 6 meetings. Washington comes in here having lost 6 of their last 7 overall and 12 of their last 17 on the road. See what you guys have here in this one. Pretty high price, as it says there, $250, but I'm showing right now up to $270 at Bovada, $272 right now at DraftKings. Total is 9 under 20, so it's gone up here for sure, at least a half a run, it feels like, with the Nationals and the Brewers. Let's go to the chat and see how you're playing it today in this one. Nats and Brewers. All right, chat, here we go. Okay. Real Madrid has sausage McMuffins door dashed. Man, I don't mind if I got a big house of people, but I'm a little stingy. If I order DoorDash, better be a good meal. Okay, let's see. Brewers run line here for Blue. Who's pitching for the Twins? Uh, well, I'm showing Adams, Jermaine. I hope we were clear on that. You can scroll back. We talked about it a little bit. Let me know if I'm wrong there. Milwaukee run line here. We got to win to get those McMuffins, right? They're expensive. Brewers here for Ziggy. Hello to Billy Siegfried here today. Says the Dodgers have lost all those games in a row, and that payroll that they have, right? Those fat wallets make them run around the bases real slow. And let's see here. Brewers -2, team total over. Siegfried says Kike Hernandez can't play outfield. He can play anywhere, but he's just not the greatest. He can play any position, right? But can he play any position well? Maybe there's value on the Dodgers, says Blue, I think, there. Milwaukee run line for Zoe. All right, I think that's going to do it here in this one, and I better make my call here in this game between Washington and Milwaukee today. Let me check the market action here real quick and make my decision. Yeah, I'm just going to go under here with Milwaukee and Washington as my play. I want to use that as my premium. I'm just not sure playing this. I'm going to have to play this run line on the side if I get too heavily involved. So give me the under with Washington here and Milwaukee. All right. Next up, I hope the Dodgers are in serious trouble. I doubt it, you guys. Every team, we're seeing so many streaks here this season, aren't we? Even though we talk about these crazy streaks that we're seeing. All right, Guardians, Tanner Bybee going up here against Burke of the White Sox. And this one for Tanner Bybee. Coming in here, he's got 18 starts, 4.35 ERA, 1.23 the whip. Sean Burke comes in with 18 appearances, an ERA of 4.4, 1.42 the whip coming into this one. Burke has been struggling here a little bit of late. Got a Guardians team that, you know what? They've kind of putting things together a little bit right now. I mean, especially in some of these road games. And you're playing a really crummy team here, obviously, in the White Sox, and that line, $1.45, $1.50 right now. The total has gone up slightly here to 9 under 20. There we go. Let's update that a little bit and maybe take a look at how the teams have been faring here over the short term, as I like to call it when we break it down. All right. For the Guardians here, they've actually lost 11 of their last 15 overall, but they've won 4 out of their last 5. 4 out of their last 5 on the road, I should say. Cleveland has actually defeated the White Sox in 8 of the last 9 games overall and 5 of the last 6 games over here on the road. So seems like a pretty manageable number here. You don't want to slight these White Sox right now. They're actually they're picking up a few wins here and there of late. Still one of the worst records in the league, 31 games under 500. So it seems like kind of a no-brainer to me. I think $1.45, given the fact that Cleveland, they're mired in 4th place right now in the division. They're 4 games under 500 right now. But hey, if anything's, under $1.75 or so. It feels like with this particular matchup. Um, I'm just going to be on the favorite here. I'm looking for White Sox spots, but what's the run line here? Can we get involved in the run line? Gosh, the value is actually probably on the White Sox run line, isn't it? All right. Widely reported steam did come in on the over here in this one. That's where we got that 9 under 20. I'm just going to take Cleveland here on the road. This price is what has me interested. I don't think it's horrible here. Great comments coming in. Let's take a look. Yeah, Teoscar. Sorry, Billy. Teoscar Hernandez, of course. Thank you, brother. You sacrifice his bat. That's what it is, right? Chicago White Sox under there for Jermaine. White Sox first 5 for moneyline. Right, Kiki Hernandez could actually play it out there. That's what I was. He much better than that, right? Guardians run line for Blue. Guardians here are the under. Dodgers a win, says Bill. One of those games anyway to straight break that losing streak. And let's see here. Yeah, stop Gio. I would say that last one. Last one, I thought Milwaukee and Washington. I was gonna probably go premium, but just not sure about that um, run line. So I just had to play the total. All right, over for Jim there. And Billy talking about some of that Dodger. Hey, lovable plays is here to bring us some lovable plays. Fernando on the over here says take the Guardians live if it's close through 5 because of the Chicago bullpen, a little bit stretched thin, says. And not to mention, it's funny, right? Actually, the White Sox bullpen is actually done. Well, they're not horrible. They're probably middle of the pack, I guess. Okay, White Sox for Old E. Jermaine, first 5 under, 9 legacy. Guardians run line here, it looks like. Tony says, take the Guardians there with me. All right. Hey, we're having great participation in the chat today, making my life easy here today. White Sox first 5 for Old E. Great job, you guys. Still got these 4 o'clock Eastern games. Let's continue on with the Rays and Shane Baz up here against Garrett Crochet. Yeah, feels like a pretty okay pitching matchup here. Shane Baz, 4.43 ERA coming in, but an 8-4 record. The Rays are 12-6 with Baz on the mound. Keeps you in the game, gets some offense. We know the Rays' offense isn't bad. 4.7 runs per game, 239 batting average against for Baz. For Crochet, he's pretty good. 2.39 ERA, 217 batting average against, but a 3.03 BABIP still has me concerned a little bit for sure. The Red Sox, they've won a few games in a row. Let's just face it. Sox are on fire here right now and feels like they've gotten all the way back into this race real quick. Just 5 games out. Remember, it was Tampa Bay just a short time ago that was up there, and now Tampa Bay's in 4th place. All of a sudden here. All right, let's talk about this Red Sox win streak right now. It's good to see them get back in the race here. Didn't want to put them away for dead here, but when you got a great pitcher like Crochet going and Boston on this win streak right now, they've won also 6 of their last 7 games against Tampa Bay. However, they never cover the run line against Tampa Bay. For whatever reason at home, it's always a 1-run game, man. It feels like between these two. Boston's won 5 of the last 6 at home against Tampa. They've gone under in 12 of the last 17 at home against Tampa as well. Tampa comes in here having lost 4 out of their last 5. Overall, they're 1-4 in their last 5 on the road. Tampa here has gone under in for the last 6 against the Red Sox overall. But well, let's see how you guys have this one at $1.80 with Crochet right now, maybe even a little higher. The total is clearly about 8. Both pitchers have had relatively good success against the opposing team's lineup here. You take a look. Boz comes in here with pretty solid numbers against the Red Sox. 57 at bats against this anticipated lineup, just a 211 batting average and 1 home run. For Crochet, though, also pretty strong here. A small sample. I don't think we can include it, but you do have uh, these guys have gone down in a heap here, but just a few guys here. Jansen 0 for 3. That's really it. Non-sequential. Is that the right word? I don't think it is. Let's go to the chat, see what you have. You guys are firing away right now. This is great. Great comments from the chat today. All right, let's see here. Lovable Play says, was the White Sox game the highest line today? No, I think actually the Reds at minus 300 there for sure. Okay. Rangers, Jays, and O's first 5 for Jermaine. Ziggy's on the over. Red Sox for Andrew K. And let's see here. You guys having good conversation is what I should say. Terrell says, Rafaela, take him again. Today's on fire. Hey, hello to Scooter7. Great to have new folks here in the chat. Scooter7 says, take the over. Thank you, Scooter. Red Sox money line here. Jim says, going to be on fire here today against with the way the things are going off that big win last night. There's Ziggy talking about that good record for Shane Boz, though. Rays first 5 for Doge. Red Sox money line, Robert Franklin. Thank you. Red Sox, baby. That's what I usually think of there. Red Sox run line for 9 Legacy. A lot of Red Sox support here. But like I said, the Blue Jays, they almost cover the run line every time. It's look at let me see if I can roll off some of the scores in this series here, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I mean, we know yesterday was what 5-4. The day before that was 4-3. They played last month 4-3. Boston won. Now Boston did win 3-1 there at home, and then Tampa Bay won that game 10-8. But back in April, Boston 1-0 in that game at Tampa. Although I'm talking about in Boston mostly, just ends up being a 1-run game pretty much every time. Sox first 5 for Zoe says, and here is Nasty Nate says the Red Sox will just smash them here. They probably should, man. These guys are on a roll right now. But again, that is kind of a bizarre stat, though, that we recited there, given that one run line record for Boston against Tampa Bay at home. 4-13 on the run line is Boston, and they were favored in most of those games. So they also lose some of the games, not all 1-run games, but I'm just saying when they win, they don't win by more than 1, it seems like. Bet on these streaks, right, Bill? This seems like a good piece of advice. Robert Franklin, Rafaela RBI. Terrell says the ball's going to be flying all over. But it's funny, Terrell, right? They should be high. Yesterday, though, not so much, right? Even though the weather was warm, I believe it was the unders were coming in there yesterday. They're big time, right? not big time. Actually, some of them did. Actually, a lot of them did sneak over. But early on, I know there was a lot of people saying, here's an under for lovable plays, saying, oh, you have a lot of these games right now going under early on. Okay. How about that, Billy? Oh, boy. Interesting comment there. All right. SF Niner says Red Sox, Blue Jays, Orioles, Yankees, possibly today. Nate's got a Nerfy in this one. Man, you guys are on fire in the chat. Thank you for making a great show. Phillies, Guardians, and Astros for blue. Hope I'm not whipping. I'm whipping through these pretty fast because you guys are a lot of comments today. I'm excited. You got almost 100 of you here with me today, and I don't have to do hardly any work. I just like showing your guys' plays on screen. I'm on Tampa Bay here. The Red Sox are on fire. Take Tampa Bay on the run line here. They're about minus $1.30 though. I think $1.35. That's okay. I got Tampa Bay on the run line. Red Sox probably still win with this great streak that they're on. Next up, the Mets and Frankie Montas taking on the Royals and Jared Lorenzen. I'll never stop saying Jared Lorenzen. Michael Lorenzen here in this one. You got Montas favored here at minus $1.25. 9.5 under at minus 120 here. There we go. Looks like a little bit of a dip here on the under. Looks like the sharp money a little bit here. I always say I know who the sharps are on. It feels like they're moving this one lower. It doesn't feel like it's necessarily two low-scoring teams with this pitching matchup necessarily. Now, we know we've only seen Montas for 3 starts now. 6.14 ERA. 263 batting average against, and a 262 BABIP for Lorenzen here. 18 starts, 5-8 record, but the Royals are 10-8 with Lorenzen on the mound. So Lorenzen, he keeps you around, keeps you in the game here a little bit. He's 7-11 to the under, 4.61 ERA, 259 batting average against here for Lorenzen. Mets favored on the road here in this one. And, hey, I get it. I mean, you got the Mets here coming in right now, just a half a game out of first place, 54-41. The Royals, meanwhile, still trying to get it back. They're 3 games under 500 here as Detroit's gotten away from the pack. We know that. For the Royals, they come in having won right now 4 out of their last 5 games overall, but they've also lost 13 of their last 17 games at home. Mets come in having won 6 of their last 9, but have gone 3-10 in their last 13 on the road. The Mets have gone over in 10 of their last 13 overall, but the Royals have gone under in 13 of their last 19 and under in 9 of their last 12 at home. All right. Well, let's see what you've got in this one. Probably pretty interesting here. Mets and Kansas City. You got the Mets here, like I said, about $1.25. Let's go to the chat. And I'm just trying to keep up with you guys in the chat today. All right, here come the picks. I'll get them here. Mets for Andrew, Mets for blue, and Magnum. Magnum. All right, Fade Montas says Doge here. Lorenzen had a good start there, he says, in that last performance. Lorenzen in that game against Arizona for 7 innings. They won the game 4-0. He's had really a good start there in that game. But, Montas, they won with him there last time out. Like I said, just the 3rd start. Went just 5 2/3 innings, but they had lost his first 2 starts. Kansas run line says Teresa. Rafaela, I think there. Robert Franklin, Mets money line. Ziggy on the under. Good morning to Wine Time today. Hey everyone, like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money here on YouTube. Tony likes this one under. Also, Royals on the run line. How about Soto over in his total bases? Terrell says he hits Kansas City pretty well. And Royals run line there for 9 Legacy. All right. Hey, good picks from the crew here, it looks like right now. All right, I'll make my call here. It's going to be on Kansas City on the run line at minus $1.45. All right, next up is the Phillies taking on my Padres. We're into the night card now here in this one with Wheeler going up against Yu Darvish. For Wheeler here, he's got a 2.17 ERA, he's a .845 WHIP, 177 batting average against. Wheeler is 9-3. The Phillies are 13-5 with Wheeler on the mound. Wheeler owns the Padres pretty much in his career. Some really terrific numbers. 101 at bats, just a 198 batting average, and 1 home run allowed in those 101 at bats against this anticipated lineup today. But Darvish against the Phillies, 111 at bats, a 234 batting average against. Also, very good numbers against this Phillies lineup here. But Phillies on the road, $1.50 or so right now. The total 7.5 under at minus 120, 125 or so. It looks like going down here, but hey, Padres, maybe they're getting on a roll here. Could they get on a roll here a little bit? Look, you Darvish, this is not some, hey, let's get you Darvish healthy and see if he, can do anything for us. The Padres are counting on Darvish to be an impact pitcher here moving forward. They need him to be anything close to you Darvish, actually. Wheeler, we know he's going to mow guys down, no doubt about it, but man, Darvish was pretty okay in his opener. He did give up the runs. He's got an ERA right now, certainly, but he gave up 2 earned runs in 3 2/3 innings, but he did strike out 5, and I'm not too worried about him. To me, he is a very, I won't say healthy player, but a guy who can totally get back, I would think, from an elbow injury. So Padres not really hitting here, and Wheeler's been on fire here right now, but I can't stand this road price here. I know he'll be mowing them here for sure, but I don't know if I could pass on the Padres as a dog right now. Here we go with the chat. I think Jim's on the under here. Blue says the Phillies. Here, Lovable Plays says Wheeler's on fire. Blue says Darvish not quite there yet. Phillies under here for Teresa. And Terrell says Darvish will be back right away to form here. Ziggy's on the under. Jermaine's on the alternate under here, right? And Doge says take the Padres in this one. Jermaine's saying $1.50 here. Jeff says, hey, Jeff Matthews here today. Nice to have you. Wheeler's on fire, right? But I think that's what's built into the price here. How about Padres money line and Fernando Tatis? He's heating up with the homers here all of a sudden, isn't he? Wow. Padres on the run line are just minus $1.30. I'm going to take them here on the run line. Give me the Padres tonight. I'll take him on the run line. Wheeler's on fire. He made deal. Padres got to keep it close. So he says Wheeler will go deep, go into the 7th inning, go over in the outs prop. Next up, the Rangers and Jake DeGrom. Talking about these pitchers, man, that are hot. Look at this pitching matchup between Texas and Houston here today with DeGrom and Valdez. Wow. DeGrom, 18 starts, a 2.29 ERA, 0.91 whip. He's been terrific, right? Valdez, 18 starts, 2.9 ERA. He's been hot as well. Texas, they struggle sometimes against the left-handed starters a little bit, but man, their bullpen is clicking here right now. Astros bullpen's been red hot too. Texas here, man, these unders just continue. How can you not go under here? Look, I know it's 6.5, but yesterday's 6.5 went under, and I'm going to go under. I don't know what else I can do. I 4-2 minimum here. 4-2 max. It feels like here in this game. Not only are the starters good, but these two bullpens. You talk about all the bullpens, right, and all the bad bullpens here. Texas and Houston both with top 4 bullpen. Both the two teams, number 3 and number 4 in bullpen ERA right now, and that's great for Texas, man. Here we go with Teresa on Texas money line. Ziggy likes the under 6.5 as well. And Terrell says, I'll go with Houston, but man, this is a tough game. Blue says go over still with this one. And Teresa's on the over here. All right. I know it's a low total, so I can understand what you guys are doing here. Lovable says the series has been pretty good so far between Texas and Seattle so far this season in their regional rivalry here, right? So far in those head-to-head matchups this year, you had Texas, of course, won yesterday. It was 7-3, but the game's back in Houston back in May. It was, I believe, split. I believe they split them. Tony says a nerfy here in this one. And Jim Duweiger says, you know what? You got this ballpark a little bit different than what's been going on there in Texas, right? We know Texas has been a massive underpark, but maybe a little bit different in Houston Stadium. Houston's on a losing streak right now. They've lost 4 in a row, but Houston at home is still 21-29 to the under. All right. The Nerfy's terrible, but take it, I think Terrell's saying. Okay, I'll take the under. I'll still take the under. Okay, here we go. Next up, we're almost done with the baseball. Thank you, everybody. Great to be with you here today. The Diamondbacks and Ryan Nelson going up here against. Is that? No, I just have the wrong pitcher. I know it's Zach Gallen. Hold on, you guys. That's just a typo. Ryan Nelson was yesterday. No secret, right? When I do the graphics, I just type in the pitchers. I type them in just one time, and then I retype in the pitchers. There, I don't have to type in the games every time. Every 3-game series. Yeah, Monday and Thursday, I gotta manipulate it a little bit. I do all my own graphics. Okay. I don't have those fancy things like Mike with the thing at the bottom, with the piece of, the, what has he got? Right here, he's got the who's on the shit list, how many games. Maybe I wish I could Mike do that, but I just type them in old school. I say old school. This is great technology, man. You know what? I wish I had. I wish I was young. I wish I was. Of course, we always wish we were young. I wish I was in my teens now. I'd be doing videos. I'd be doing broadcasts. I'd be like, man, I'm going to be the next Sports Center guy. Instead, here I am with you. And, well, you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way. I got my own show on a great channel, and I got a great chat. Okay, Diamondbacks and Angels here. I only say that because we're up to 90 live viewers there, it looks like here right now. Thank you, everybody. Wow. Okay, Arizona here in this one against the Dodgers. Look, I'm a UC Kikuchi guy. I think we all know that. I've been riding them here a little bit with some of these starts anyway. Won the last one there against Texas in that 6-5 game. I know he just went 5 innings there, but Zach Gallen, Arizona's actually won his last 2 starts despite his 5.15 ERA overall. For Gallen here, like I said, it's not a great run, but they did win the last 2. That's pretty good. Gallen, 19 starts, 5.15 ERA, 1.35 WHIP coming in. Kikuchi, 19 starts, a 3.02 ERA, 1.38 WHIP. So, look, LA can have struggles at times offensively. We know that. And you know what? We make fun of the Arizona bullpen. They've actually got it together here all of a sudden. It's been part of their little success here right now. They've actually been very, very solid over the last week. Meanwhile, the Angels, they are the one with the bad bullpen. So they need a good start from Kikuchi here, it feels like. But Gallen's been on fire too right now. Both these pitchers are, pretty well here currently. So maybe it's going to be all about the line here. It says pick 'em, right? Or what do I got? Diamondbacks 120? No, that's not the line. The line is Angels minus 120 now. I don't know if Arizona was ever favored, actually. I might have just failed to move it. It did feel like it was a pick 'em possibly, but right now it's mostly $1.20, and the total is 8.5 over 20. So I just never updated that one, you guys. Apologize. There we go. That is the official, consensus line. Now, the widely reported steam did come in here on the Angels, driving that price up from that pick 'em price to $1.20 or so right now. For Arizona here, they have lost 7 of their last 10 games overall, including 4 of their last 6 on the road. Arizona's gone over in 11 of their last 16 coming in. The Angels have gone over in 4 of their last 5 games coming in. 5 straight meetings, or I'm sorry, Angels have gone over in 5 straight at home. 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams here in Anaheim have gone over. Let's see what you guys have here in this one with Arizona and the Angels tonight. All right. Here we go. Make sure I got the plays here. Suarez, Markel's got Suarez for a home run. Gallen has been hot here. Sam SF9 says Kikuchi or nothing here, maybe. A Blues on Arizona, half a gallon there. Gallen's turned it around there. And Blue says the Angels pitcher sucks. I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like UC Kikuchi, but what is it that you don't like, Blue, about Kikuchi? I mean, 3.02 ERA with 18 starts. That seems very good. I know ERA isn't the best, metric to look at, but comparatively to many other pitchers in the league, I think a 3.02 ERA is among the best actually for pitchers with an 18. I think it's 19 starts. But look, Jermaine says he's going to blow up soon. SF9er doesn't like him either, and neither does Markel. No one. I'm taking the Angels. I'm not fading you guys necessarily, but I think you guys are not. I don't. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why there's so much disdain for Kikuchi here.
Final.
Okay, though this is what I see about Kikuchi, right? He does not stop working. That's what I see as well. I think more so Doge. I know what you're saying there about giving up. I think he just has the durability. Blue says run support though is important. Yep, and that's kind of like the Diamondbacks either, says Jermaine. They're both take them both to suck here. But again, both bullpens performing well. The Angels not as much, but a little bit better. But the Arizona bullpen's been hot. Okay, one more in the major leagues tonight. We got Toronto and the A's. Come on, we got Gausman going up here against Jacob Lopez. Now, Gausman, 18 starts, a 4.13 ERA, 1.15 WHIP here coming into this one. Now for Lopez here, Jacob Lopez, uh, 13 games, 4.26 ERA, 1.34 WHIP. Here, Toronto, they love facing left-handers. We know that. This game's in Oakland. Even the A's hit right at home. Gausman's ERA has been close to 5 over his last 5 starts right now. Lopez has actually gotten rocked here in the last couple of games, but man, Toronto sure does win these games. They beat up on bad teams. I'm not diminishing their hot streak. I mean, they're not playing all bad teams, but they do seem to beat bad teams and pretty much beat them convincingly. Now, this stadium has some volatility. Even the A's seem to be playing a little bit better at home. Here, they've even had walk-offs a little bit. So, look, the record is, pretty much opposite of what Toronto's is right now. And maybe this is a reasonable price on Toronto, but there's just so much volatility, it feels like, in Oakland that the games end up being relatively close. I'm going to take Oakland here on the run line at plus 1.5, minus $1.30 today against Toronto. We'll get your plays, and then we'll move on to the WNBA and get the show over with here right now. Thank you, everybody. What a fun show with lots of great comments. Andrew says those Jays battling for first right now. They've been so hot, haven't they? They've been awesome. Zoe says, I got to keep going with the Jays right now. They're just doing so well for Zoe that got to keep rolling here. SF Niner likes the A's, however. And Zoe says Jays run line and lay it. Real Madrid, though, is on the A's, so a little bit of back and forth here for sure. Ziggy on the A's run line. Severino not really living up to what they were expecting here. Giving him a little bit of money, it feels like. Oakland run line for Teresa there, I think. Yeah, both teams to score the first. I don't know, Jermaine, on that one. Here is Robert says over in this game. I mean, how do you not go? Even yesterday, when the score was it 0-0 in the fourth inning, 1-0 in the fifth inning, and they still went over once they got in the bullpens a little bit, right? Tony on the over here. Jays for Stop Geo. All right. And both teams to score 4. Thank you, Jermaine. Yeah, I saw that 4 in there. I should have figured that out. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good at reading everybody's shorthand, aren't I? You guys, I think you guys have started to feel comfortable over all the months here. We're just typing in a little bit of, sometimes not even, and I know that, sometimes we're typing with our phones sometimes, but I'm pretty good at reading the shorthand, I think. Hi, Damon Waring. Good to see you in the chat. Man, active chat today. All right. I think that's going to do it for the baseball. I'm going to take the run line with the A's. I'm expecting lots of winners today. Let's go to the WNBA here in this one. We've got the Lynx taking on the Sky. How about this? With the Lynx, a 10.5-point favorite here against the Sky. The total, I believe, let me take a look at this. Let me update these. It's up to 11.5 here. The Sky are one of the hottest spread teams in the league. Now, I know the perception is, they were struggling big time early. A lot of criticism of Reese, selfish play there. But all of a sudden, the Sky is like 9-2 against the spread in their last 11 games. Let me get my notes here if I can. 9-2 against the spread in their last 11 games, I believe. Here right now, they've gone all over in 11 of their 18 games as an underdog this season. Look, Minnesota's awesome. We know that they're 18-3 straight up here, but they're kind of mediocre against the spread. They don't always get these. They weren't covering any numbers at the beginning of the season when they were favored in games like this. The sky actually is on fire here, spread wise, as I said, and they just won. Remember as well at home, so they're probably playing about as well as they have all season. And they're still 6-13. They've lost two of their last three. Minnesota here, like I said, pretty hot. They're pretty awesome. Minnesota 12-10 as a favorite against the spread. The Sky 10-8 against the spread as an underdog, just 3-4 against the spread at home. But when the teams have met so far this season, the Sky covered them both. Minnesota was favored by 11.5 at home back just about a week ago, 80-75. Sky covered, and back on May 10th, it was 92-87. Minnesota was favored by 7. The Sky covered in that one. Back on May 6th, the Sky won at home, so they were a 6-point dog. They've actually played pretty well in this series, competitively. Obviously, they've covered them all three. So I'm going to go over, though, in this one at 161.5. The one thing about Chicago during this streak, I think this is why they're showing progress, is a much improved offense. Their games are, they're scoring. Maybe they've sacrificed a little bit defensively to try to score more, and I think that's helped them. Maybe they were relying too much, saying we'll be a defensive team, and it really hurt them. They weren't able to compete because they weren't scoring. So don't worry about it. Let them go high, and then they can compete. Now, they'll be tough, hard-pressed to beat the Lynx for sure, but I'm going to go with the over in this one. All right, lots of great comments. Man, I got to scroll all the way back up. I'd love to have this every day. I know we've lost a lot of you here now after the baseball, but here we go. Yeah. And Billy talking about it, right? I know, but we just talk about, you're right. Because Sacramento is home for 3 years. And one thing, I'm going to see if I can get a little picture of it here. Because, there was a lot of controversy here in Las Vegas about, bringing another pro sports team, spending more money, building another stadium, even if the A's were putting some of the bill here. But, Vegas having to put up their own, $375 million or whatever it was to get it started. But officially here right now, it has begun. They had the, stadium there opening last week. So that was real neat to have that little celebration that they kind of had there. And now they've kind of broken the groundwork here in Clark County for that stadium. They showed it yesterday. They had 7 tractors out there, and they were, putting it all together. And you can see the pictures of the stadium just coming along there. I was going to see if I could show it here real quick, but I don't think I've quite found it there. Oh, well. All right, I can't find it. But anyway, they were had the tractor, the whatever, that bring in those and start moving the dirt and digging in. They're doing it. It's time. All right, Sky here for Teresa. All right, here we go. I know I've got it here. I know I've got it here right now. I've got my subscription to the Las Vegas Review Journal. Let me pull it up here real quick. I'm excited. Look, I'm a Padres fan, but I'm happy with this city here and all the pro sports teams because San Diego really doesn't have a lot of pro sports. There it is. That is going to be the stadium there. I think it's official. Look, you got the hotels there in the background. You see the famous hotels there. You got the pyramid there. You got the there it is. What are they hiding? I don't think that has to do with the stadium, but there it is. That's the Las Vegas Stadium starting to get built. So pretty cool, huh? All right, let's get back to the basketball though here real quick. Cardoso taking Angels remix, right? But here's the one thing that I saw last game when the Sky won the game there and it was very exciting. But you know what I saw? And one of the things that they talked about with the Sky, even dating back to last year, you know what? I'm a big Teresa Witherspoon fan, but it probably wasn't working out. Maybe she wasn't the best coach for this type of team, right? Maybe they needed what they need right now. But the one thing that I saw when Chicago won that game the other night against, I know they were playing Dallas, but they were happy and excited and almost giddy with the win. So thank you, Ziggy, for your contributions. Damon likes the Sky here. And Billy said, right? And that's the one thing, right? I said about, remember the Braves? I said, well, when the Braves going to turn around? Well, maybe when they go play a minor league team in a minor league stadium. But I promise you this. The move for the A's, that'll change everything once they get here. Look, no matter how you look at it, right? This is a championship town. I think there's money here in this town, it feels like. Sky over, says Terrell. SF Niner, maybe with the Sky. Andrew here. Oh, what am I doing here? Let me get the tennis match on. What's going on here? Wake up, Ramon. You got to get this going here. All right. Let me see what else here. I'm looking for picks on the WNBA here. Got to get through all the Blues comments. But I want to also get this tennis match going here for a minute or two so I can update you guys on what's going on. You guys are watching it, and I'm not. Coco will be back, right? But really, she's got to really... Hey, the one thing about Anisimova, she got... she's got a little, not going to be the fastest out there. She's got a little extra... baggage, I don't know what to call it there. All right, I'm trying to find some comments here. You guys are on that Vegas. So here we go. Tony says Angel over 12.5 rebounds. She leads the league in rebounds, right? I agree. Cardoso's going to get in there and get some rebounds, but I think the number will be adjusted as well now that Cardoso's been back for a few games. We're underway with this first points here. Yeah. What is it with the Vegas? Why wouldn't you? I mean, I'm a sports fan, so of course I want sports teams in my city. Why would this city, with so much, I don't want to say that the, gambling industry is negative. I mean, I was a, poker dealer for 15 years employed in the gambling industry. So, but whether or not it's seedy or not, I don't know. All right, let me get to the next game here. I made my pick. Here we go. Valkyries taking on the Aces tonight here in this one. And look, Las Vegas at home now on the Valkyries. Look, this is weird, right? I mean, look where we're at in the season now. Actually, interestingly enough, the Aces have come back to be the favorite now. Here's the thing in this game. We don't know yet the status of Asia Wilson. We're all waiting, right, for this to come out. Now, the fact that the line has moved here overnight, it had moved actually to the Valkyries favored. In fact, they went up to as high as by 2. Now, the last time the Aces played the Valkyries, things didn't go well for Vegas. Now they're actually just a slight favorite. Now, the way I'm describing it here, the Aces started off the favorite. Then yesterday, the Valkyries went up to a 2-point favorite. Now that the Aces are a 1.5-point favorite, you know what that says to me? That says to me that I think Wilson's going to play in this game. Now, will it make a difference? Man, it just seems so weird that, hey, look, we've been all over the Valkyries, right? We've made a few units on the Valkyries. Let's just face it. And they're still playing great. They're the best covered team going, right? They're 12-7 against the spread. They're 11-6 as an underdog against the spread. And here they are an underdog again. Las Vegas is 3-6 against the spread at home, but maybe we've reached a point. So, look, I think Wilson may end up actually playing in this game. I'm just going to take Las Vegas here on the show. I know we've been I don't know. Have I been on the Valkyries in 19 straight games this year? It feels like I have. But I think I'm changing now. I'm switching to Vegas now that the line has reached this point here. A desperate Vegas team. They're 9-11. Golden State's 10-9. So Wilson needs to get in the lineup and get in this game if she can. And while it is a bothersome injury here for sure for Wilson coming into this game, I'm going to go ahead and take I'm only playing him as my show play. And if she's out, I think the Valkyries will end up a 1.5-point favorite themselves if Wilson misses the game here. They're playing that well. I think the Valkyries are great. You know that. But I'm going to Vegas here now tonight with the line having reached this point where it's just 1.5. Look, I rate Vegas maybe as just kind of a 500 team. They haven't proven anything right now like they're going to turn it around. I just think here now in this game where the spread has finally come down. Here's SF9er on that Valkyries first half. I know, my man Justin McKelvey, we've been doing our show. Make sure you check out our show, WNBA 2-3 Zone Show on Tony's Picks YouTube channel. We previewed this game and the Sky game with Justin here, and he was able to do it from being on the road. So Valkyrie's money line here, there. Iga broke on the first set. Wow, Iga off to a great start here. And Samova, a little bit nervous. Aces, hey, One and Done Sports. What a great name. Nice to have One and Done Sports there. Valkyries to win it all. I might be sitting on a little Valkyries futures ticket. All right. Doge kind of agrees there. Tony says questionable. That's what I'm just trying to read the tea leaves. And there's no doubt if you guys follow the line like I do, Vegas was a small favorite in the beginning, 1.5. As the new last night, Golden State, they moved, I promise you, to a 2-point favorite. And now Vegas is favored again. So, Terrell says they've been playing better without Asia in the lineup. Lego says, hey, Lego World, nice to see Lego World too. Man, what great. Everyone's showing up today. So happy. Over if Wilson plays, that'll shoot it up more. Ace's money line will be easy money, says One and Done. I like that name, One and Done, with the W as the spelling. Hope to see you again. Okay, I'm taking the Aces. I'm pretty sure. I think I've been on the Valkyries every game this season, you guys, there. But I'm going to take the Aces in this one. Okay. Real quick, SF9er, I did go over in that first game with Minnesota and Chicago. Thank you. Okay, let's cover just real quick, and then the show's over, you guys. Red Blacks and Tiger Cats here in this one. How about it? We're in the CFL today. Let me go in order, actually. Let me fix this real quick. Let me do this real quick. I want to explain where we're at in the CFL today. First off is Calgary and the Rough Riders. They never got this game started last night. I'm already on Calgary plus the points here. It's funny. The later the game went, in fact, it's back down to 5. Funny, it went up to 5.5. It even got to 6 late. It felt like the later the delay went, the more I was like, oh my God, the Riders going to kill these guys here if this game starts at like midnight. But we're back to maybe a normal time, an afternoon game. Hopefully the fire smoke will clear. And I did take Calgary. Okay, second game though tonight: Red Blacks and uh, uh, Tiger Cats. Here in this one, oh, man, I'm kind of saving this as a premium. I don't know. Does anybody really need a pick here on this one? Look, for Ottawa, you got to think right now the way things are going in the East. Right, all the good teams are out west right now. Ottawa comes in 1-4. Hamilton is 2-2 right now in this one. Man, Lawler was on fire, wasn't he? I mean, he's going to have a big game. Lawler's going to have a monster game. I know he had 3 touchdowns the last game. He's not going to be able to duplicate that necessarily, but with Bo Levi in there today. Look, I know Drew Brown. He had a nice game too. It felt like last time out. A lot of points are expected here in this game. The way Hamilton is going in. Real quick, I just want to pass along a little story to you. Hopefully you'll check out my man on Hamilton right now by the name of Isaiah Wooden. And for Wooden here, he ran a kickoff back last game for a touchdown. He had 166 yards in return yardage in that game. Isaiah Wooden is an up-and-coming rising star here, it feels like, in the CFL. And I covered him back in high school. He went to my high school, actually, and very exciting to see him perform so well in a league that features and here I interview. Here's a picture. Not a picture, but I mean, I interviewed him here. This is 7 years ago. Me interviewing Isaiah Wooden after a game. Look at him there now, and you can see this is my little East County Sports Network where I do my high school coverage. Interviewing him after a regional championship game. There 7 years ago, and now he's a star there in the CFL. But, really cool. But the funny thing was, CFL, he's a special teams performer. He's probably going to make a little bit of money because he's going to stick with this team, I think. And when you can return kicks in the CFL, you got yourself a job. But a guy won. There was another man who returned a kickoff earlier in the game, and a man from British Columbia won $1 million on Woody's kickoff return. And it was in a shopping supermarket contest. You enter the contest, and if somebody runs back 2 kicks in a game, one time it almost happened. They called back the kick. No one had ever won this contest in the few years they've been running it. There have been 2 runbacks in a CFL game before kickoff returns, but not since they've been doing this contest. So Woody, who will never make $1 million in the CFL, won some guy $1 million with his return. So it should be a pretty high-scoring game, but this total does look pretty high. And do you really trust Hamilton right now to maybe get a blowout here of Ottawa? I think I do. I'm going to take Hamilton here in this one as my pick. It's really dicey at 5.5, but I just wanted to tell my story of my guy. In fact, Saskatchewan here, Hamilton here is 5.5 and 54. And I mentioned that other game. The Riders are a 6-point favorite right now in that other game. Okay, let's see here real quick. Any other? Darius Stepperson. Nice to have Darius in the chat. Wow. Thank you, Darius. He's got the G's on the money. I'm trying to figure it out, my friend, but thank you. Yep, Stampeders did go to 6. That's right. Darius has Reese to go under in her rebounds today. The Tiger Cats and over for Doge. And we're going to bet that Hall of Fame game one and done. No doubt about it. We can't wait for NFL preseason. there. We don't bet heavy, but we bet them all, man. And let's see, lovable plays. Love the interview there with Woody. And I think that's it. That might be it for the show, you guys. Thank you so much. What else can we? What else can we or did we cover? Like I said, Major League Soccer tonight. I'll have some premium picks there as well. Maybe even some Mexican soccer picks as well. How about that incredible game last night? I know I didn't have a great night with my Australian football and my NRL picks. I'm trying to pick up the slack for our NRL guys that bailed on us, but how about that incredible Aussie game last night between Essendon and Richmond? The final score was 46-37. That is, I don't know when I've seen a score that low. I mean, I'm a pretty big Aussie football fan, and man, the scores never get that low. But Essendon only scored 37 points. That was our lone winner there on the card. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get these plays for you here real quick, and then we'll get out of here. NBA Summer League action today. I've got some plays right now. And I wasn't as good on the day 2 as I was on day 1 or even on the games last week. Felt like we did pretty well with the small card last week. Had a good opening day as well, but then we kind of struggled there a little bit. All right, here we go. First game up. We're going to start here right now with the games start at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific time, and we're going to go over with Cleveland and Milwaukee. That's how we're going to start it off with this one. And over total here is 183. We're going over with Cleveland and Milwaukee. Next up, Dallas and San Antonio. I like the Mavs here. 1.5-point favorite. On the road here, take Dallas today to win. Also, Oklahoma City against Indiana. They've looked pretty good. I'm on Oklahoma City here, -3.5 against Indiana in NBA Summer League here. Also, and I will have some premiums. These are the free plays here, but I want everyone to enjoy the Summer League. Kings and Bulls over 174. That's my play here. Kings and Bulls game to go over 174. One game I don't have a pick on here on the show, Charlotte and Philadelphia. They play also today. Charlotte's a 4-point favorite, 177.5. All these games are here in Las Vegas. Here, and I'm going to take the Lakers over New Orleans here. They're actually getting 2 points. I'm taking the Lakers against New Orleans here in Summer League action. And make sure you join me over at winnable.com. I'll have more plays in the NBA Summer League, so check me out. Click on the QR code in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. Also tonight, Minnesota and Denver, Memphis and Portland. Those games are late. So check me out over at winnable.com if you want to watch Summer League. And I'm trying to do the work. I'm watching the games and looking at the rosters. So join me if you need more plays or just a suggestion over at winnable.com. I believe the Summer League plays will probably be behind the paywall, but hey, it's just 50 cents a day when you use the promo code STEAM at checkout. So click on that QR code and get signed up for the free plays over there. Mikey Money has also moved his picks platform to, or his picks program to the Winnable platform. I believe it is the best way, and we have corresponded these together. I think Mikey's made a great call on this. It's just so simple and easy, and it looks like this when you come up, and you'll see me up there. You'll see Mikey up there with his, and you'll see Jeff. So look, there's mine, right? And then when you go to Mikey's, his will look like just like the same, right? We're all corresponding. There's Mikey Money. You're going to have Jeff in there too. So we're kind of packaging this together a little bit for a little uniformity. So please join us over there at winnable.com. Thank you to everybody in the chat for a great day today. Wow. Tony, Bill, One and Done, Zoe, thank you. Lovable plays. So awesome, man. You guys are great. Even some of the new ones to come in. Darius Stepperson. Let me read the standings here of our top chat, and then we'll get out of here. You know Blue won, right? I'm sure Blue won. Here we go with the standings. But you know what? Actually, I believe, I don't know how it works, but I believe, and even though Blue, we love Blue, right? Uh, but not all the comments have to pertain to the sports with Blue. So I think actually there's an algorithm that determines the quality. Not that Blue doesn't give some great picks, but the quality of all the chat. If you're just typing in too much, so Doge is actually the winner of the chat today. And oh gosh, I don't know who that is in second place. Actually, the names come across a little bit different. Let me see here if I can identify who is. Can you guys do it too and tell me who that is in second place? Oh, it's oh gosh. I'm trying to look through here, you guys. I don't know who that is in second place. If you guys can look at it, click on that board there and tell me who it is. I can't figure it out. Someone's in second place. SF Niner, Teresa O'Brien, Andrew K. Ziggy, Jim Duweiger, Tony Cobbs, Billy S., and Stop Geo in there. All right, everyone, that's going to do it for the morning steam. Back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. For those of you that don't join every day, I probably should have mentioned more yesterday. No morning steam next week, Monday through Thursday during the All-Star break. I take this day. I've taken the All-Star break off my entire life. Everyone says Ramon's the hardest working. No, I take 4 days off in the middle of the year every year. So no morning steam Monday. No morning steam Tuesday, no morning steam Wednesday, no morning steam Thursday. We're back on Friday when the Major League Baseball card. I'll make a few appearances here and there on some shows, also the WNBA shows and stuff like that. But you get 4 days off from me, so be coming all back up, fired up, and ready to go in the second half of the season in Major League Baseball. Thanks a lot, everybody. Don't forget, join us today at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific for our companion coverage of UFC Fight Night from Nashville. Lewis and Teixeira. Get my picks over at Winnable for the entire card. I predicted every fight, method of finish, round of finish. Hopefully we get them right. And you can get those plays over there at winnable.com. Or also don't forget the shows we've got so far. We got VB, MMA picks, as well as First Strike with the guys, so you can get plenty of action here from the crew at the Sports Money Network. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
It's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the